Minimum multipliers. With the month of sales, you know, always, every year, we come to the man himself, Ali Mirza. Ali, of course, you've had a big influence on my company. As the first time we met, man, I flew you down to Tulum to help me better sales. And so there's no question that the environment of sales has changed right now, right? There is a lot going on. And so let's start with this question first for this video. And that is, what do you do when all of a sudden you start receiving excuses? And again, there's some validity to those excuses, but how do you combat that? How do you get people to stay on sales and honestly not use what's happening as a scapegoat, an excuse? Talk us through this, man, because I know a lot of us are facing this with our sales teams.
I think I think it's very topical, especially right now. But I think in general, you're always going to get some level of excuses, and I think there's a whole series of things that you can do. But I think the first thing that you have to look at is who is giving you the excuse. All right, is it a low accountable or is it a high accountable? Right? Is this a person that's always looking for an excuse, right? So right now it is Corona, and then tomorrow it's going to be, well, everyone's coming back from Corona, and then the day after it's going to be something else, and then it's going to be Cinco de Mayo, and it's this. So there's always one reason or another that why you can't sell.
That's the one side of it, right? Come in and evaluate and determine whether or not you want that person there anyway. Now let's flip it to the last part of this.
Right.
The peak performer. Right? Always been solid, always doing great. And then all of a sudden the excuses start coming in. And really, you like this person. It's not that you know that they're in that other camp that we're talking about, but honestly, they're utilizing it as an excuse, right? And it could be legitimate, but how do you handle that? How do you say, what do you say to that person?
So I think you have to have a finger on the pulse. So you have to know, is this a high accountable person that is using an excuse, or is this a high accountable person that is feeling something and there actually is something happening in the market? Number one, you have to sit them down and explain to them, life's going to be different, right? Whatever it was that you got used to, right? Quick cash, fast deals, wonderful. That wasn't reality, okay? This is when we get to step up and actually go back to the basics. This is what it's actually about. So it's a realignment of expectations and having them understand that, hey, this might be the new normal forever. This might be the new normal for this week or for whatever, but results still have to get hit. This is that where you have to communicate to them, this is why we play. This is why we do what we do. Anybody can sit around and say, hey, I'm the best, right? But most people, it's a clearing of the field, and you really get to see the strong survive at this point, because ultimately everyone's crying and complaining and they're gone. This is where we get to prove how good we really are. So let's be nimble. Let's actually rise up to the challenge, and let's find the opportunity. There is always opportunity, always, right? And now how you've actually flipped the conversation from, oh, poor me, it's not working, to what are we going to do about it? And when we do something, we are that much better than our competition. We are that much better than everybody else who we are constantly jocking and juking with and to try and prove how good we are. This is when you get to prove it. And it's about a realignment of understanding and expectations, finding that opportunity. But most importantly of all, maybe I guess this is the third thing, do not stray from the basics. A lot of people in a crisis situation run away from the very little things that made them successful, right? This little Corona thing, this will pass in a week or two, but the ramifications of it are what are really going to screw people up. And that's what you have to make sure right now. You stick to the basics, you continue to do those things, you continue to reinforce those habits, and watch how quickly you come out of it. I'm always reminded of, this too shall pass.
Right.
It will. And you as the leader need to be consistently reinforcing that message.
All right. Well, Ali, thanks so much. Realign their expectations, understand the current reality of what they're playing in, look for the opportunities, right, as you said, and stick to the basics. Ali, thanks for your time. Minimum Multipliers. We'll catch you on the next video.